Okay, hello guys and welcome to another Love or Hate. I'm currently, as you can see, doing Path of Neo. It is a very nostalgic game for me. A lot of history with this game, man. Ever since I was like a little kid, I've been playing it. Before we do that, I need to get into the fact that this is not my gameplay footage. The gameplay footage belongs to another channel. I apologise, I haven't memorised the name. But if you look in the top line of the description, the original video is there. The link to the person's channel is also there. I apologise once again that I do not know the name of the channel. It is probably something not that difficult, but I have forgot to get everything sorted and ready before I started making this video. So yeah, just again to alliterate, this is not my footage. I am not profiting off of this footage. If you want to check out the original footage, top line of the description, please go and check them out. Give some love and support. Now we get on to the actual but yes, now we get on to the original reason we are here, which is to talk about the Matrix Path of Neo. Now, my God, guys, remember I am doing these slightly differently. I haven't got a script or anything with me for Path of Neo. I actually finished it last year back in December. I know I'm a little bit behind, but that is why I'm getting this done now. So yes, I'm not going to talk super in depth about this game, sadly. So for those of you who do not know, let's start with the story. So obviously the Matrix Path of Neo is based on all three Matrix films. It is based on the journey that you actually have with Neo and where he basically started to where you get to, and it is really cool. There are like multiple little pathways off during the game where 1 minute you could actually be sticking completely faithfully to the three films, and then there are little things which, like, for instance, just an example, one of the first levels you do before you get into the Matrix is you're walking around the office area. Obviously in the film Neo doesn't escape, but you actually have the opportunity to escape with Trinity on the back of the bike. So you've got stuff like that. Also, another thing I want to throw in here is obviously the ending is different to the three films. Now, a lot of you might be turning your nose up at that already and going, well, that's ridiculous, how did they change it? Well, they didn't change it in the sense of like what actually happens in the end of the game. So the chronological order of the films. Instead, they kind of changed the final boss battle a slight bit. So I won't spoil anything, but I must admit they did a really good job of it. It was very clever, and it worked really well. I really like the ending to this game. You know, fantastic, just as I remember it back from when I was a lot younger. So the gameplay wise is so much fucking fun, man. Like, I must admit though, the gunplay in this game is lackluster. The gunplay is not that fun, it's not that enjoyable, it can be a bit of a pain in the arse at times as well, like it can be very finicky on whether it wants to work or not. So that can be a bit of a pain in the arse, but I must say, the melee combat in this game, man, the fighting in this game, oh, it is so well done. It is done to such a high perfection that it's outstanding. Like, you are always going to have fun in melee combat in this game. Like, kicking someone's ass across like a room and stuff is just so much enjoyment and fun that comes from it. Like, you genuinely aren't going to find many more games that manage to perfect this kind of you know, melee combat and everything. It's done really well. It feels really good and it plays really good. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to talk about is graphics. Now, obviously, I played this game on the Xbox original, so obviously for me the graphics weren't fantastic. They were very old, of course, but for at the time it doesn't look terrible. I mean, it definitely hasn't aged well, I'll be completely honest, but again, if you were playing this on, let's say, a PC or something on an emulator, you're more likely to get a higher frame rate, a better looking game, the performance is going to be better, there's not going to be as many bugs, glitches. I don't know how complicated the game would be to play on PC. I feel like it would be quite complicated and a bit of a pain in the ass with some of the controls, because even on like the Xbox original and from what I remember the PS2, the controls can be a bit finicky at times. They can be a pain in the ass, they can glitch out, they can bug out, they can break, they can not work. Like, there are a lot of problems with this game. Let's not undersell that aspect of the game. So we'll get into that now. So bugs and stuff in this game are fucking everywhere. The amount of times that I had to reload from a checkpoint because the game broke or didn't load in a level properly. Now, again, of course, this could be to do with the fact that I am using old hardware, I am using an Xbox Original, I am using an original disc for the Xbox Original for Matrix Path Neo. On an emulator, it may play a lot better, it may play without as many bugs or problems, but I encountered, at least in every single level, 2 to 3 game-breaking bugs, and it was a bit of a pain in the arse by the end of the game, because it was kind of like one of those things that was like, I don't know, man, it's difficult to put into words in the sense of, like, when you're playing the game, you're having a lot of fun, it's really enjoyable, but the bugs and stuff really do piss you off, and they do pull you out of the game as well very quickly, which is a shame, man. It's a shame that the game has not aged well on consoles. Again, I can't talk about emulators because I've not played this game on an emulator. I would have no idea how it would run, how it would look. So unfortunately this is from the perspective of playing it on like original hardware. So of course for me my experience is going to be a lot different to someone's on an emulator. But on to the next thing, which is the length of the game. Now the game isn't super duper long, it isn't like over the top. I think it took me about 6 to 7 hours to get through the entire thing. For a completionist, I imagine it'll take a lot longer. And it was fun and enjoyable, but to be honest, it did feel like the game dragged on at times. It did kind of feel like they intentionally made specific areas longer just to kind of pad out the game and make the game length longer. Now obviously this was a practice that was done back in the day on like original consoles like Xbox Originals, PlayStation 1s and 2s, you know, Nintendo 64s and stuff. Certain games were padded out to fuck to try and increase the length. So it does sometimes steer off of the story a bit too much sometimes, and it can kind of spoil it a bit. But yeah, fun overall. Okay, so one thing I will talk about, which I really liked about the game, is that you do get snippets from the films. So as you're playing through the game, obviously you're going to experience specific parts of the storyline and everything from the 3 different films, and you'll see clips and stuff from those films, and then you'll actually act out those scenes in the game. I think this was a really cool thing that they did with this game. I think it's definitely something that worked a hell of a lot better than Enter the Matrix. For those of you who don't know, Enter the Matrix was another Matrix game, of course, that was made that was kind of like a spin-off, I guess. You got to play as 2 separate characters. And the game was fucking awful. I'm not gonna lie, I do own the game and I tried playing through it and I couldn't even fucking finish it. So that is one of the reasons. I'm just gonna make it clear now, I am never going to review that game because I just do not like that game. Don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean I can't make a review on it. It just kind of means that I'm not going to, simply because I can't finish the game because I just do not like it that much. And if I can't play through a game fully, there's no point. But yeah, this game is very, very faithful to the source material. However, there are moments, obviously, as I said before, that can slightly divert and spin off, which is pretty cool, and it keeps it really, really fresh and interesting. So there is a lot more that I want to talk about this game, guys, but unfortunately, as I said, this game, I did play this game back in December. I played through the entire thing, December and November actually, probably. And obviously there was a lot more aspects that I want to talk about with this game, but I haven't got a script, I haven't got anything planned with this. I haven't written everything out that I liked and hated about the game and stuff, which is what I normally do when I do these level 8 episodes. If you guys watched the last episode of this as well, Attack on Titan, I had the same problem with that. I'd finished it last month, and I hadn't had anything, because obviously over Christmas and stuff I hadn't had everything planned out, so I apologise that the last episode of AOT and this one, Path of Neo, is so lackluster, and I don't really talk enough about it, I guess. But instead of me dragging this on to like a 40-minute video of just discussing things that are completely pointless and not going to resolve it, I'm going to end this video here. Do I love or hate this game? Now, this is a tricky question for me, and it's the first time that I'm going to say, no, I don't love this game. It's definitely a game that is best remembered for nostalgia's sake if you're going to play it on the original hardware. I highly suggest, if you are going to play it, I imagine it is better on emulators, on PCs. I highly suggest you go and play this on PC. I don't recommend playing it on the consoles and stuff, simply because the game is so dated at this point that the visuals crossed with the controls can be a bit finicky, and it can be very, very buggy and problematic. So my advice would be, if you're going to play this game, definitely play it on an emulator on a PC. You're going to have a lot more fun that way, you're going to enjoy the game more, and it's just going to be an overall better experience for you, the player. Again, I don't hate this game, but I couldn't say that I love it and recommend it on normal consoles, but I definitely recommend checking it out on an emulator, maybe, if you've got the time. Again, guys, remember, the footage that you saw in this video was not mine. Check in the link down below. The top two links are the link to the original user's channel and the original video itself. Also, don't forget to check out the last episode of Love or Hate, which was Attack on Titan Wings of Freedom. I will be playing through Attack on Titan 2 as well. That'll be happening at some point in the near future. Don't forget to check the other links that are in the description as well, which is my Twitch and my Facebook. I post on Facebook all the time, very regularly, to let you guys know what games I'm going to be reviewing. I also take requests and stuff like that, so if you have any ideas or any games that you'd like me to actually check out, play through, and then review for you guys, leave a comment down below. Again, thank you guys for being so patient with me. I apologize that these last two Love or Hate episodes haven't been on par with the rest. I promise that they are going to be getting back on track now. Again, hope you guys have enjoyed. Thank you very much. Remember, check the original video out in the description. The footage is not mine. I appreciate it. I love you guys, and I will catch you in the next Love or Hate episode I do. Thank you again, guys, and goodbye for now.